Inshallah, we're going to start the class in 2 minutes, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Those following me online, the YouTube and the Google Meet, can you hear me clearly? Inshallah ta'ala, tonight's class we're gonna suffice with the Arabiya Bayna Yadayk and a portion of the Qasasun Nabiyyin, inshallah ta'ala. For the Arabiya Bayna Yadayk, we're gonna go straight to the next passage. Al-Wahda Al-Thamina, the 8th unit, Al-Amal, dealing with work. So we have here the Al-Hiwar Al-Awwal, the first conversation. Unzur wastami' wa'a'id. Look, listen, and repeat. So here we have a conversation between Uthman and Ali. Uthman, he says, أعمل طبيبا. ماذا تعمل أنت؟ أعمل طبيبا. I work as a doctor. ماذا تعمل أنت? What do you do? تعمل here, what do you do in the sense of what is your work? أعمل طبيبا, and note the structure of the sentence. I work as a doctor. You don't say أعمل طبيب. أعمل طبيبا. Ali, he responds, أعمل مهندسا. I work as an engineer. Uthman, أين تعمل? Where do you work? Ali, أعمل في شركة. أين تعمل أنت? أعمل في شركة. I work in a sharika is an organization. A sharika, it can be an organization, an institution, a company. Most of the time it's used it's translated as company or an organization. أين تعمل أنت? Where do you work? The most for the word sharika, maybe the most accurate translation will be to stick it at a company. It will cover everything that is included and exempt things that are under organization but is not normally referred to as a sharika. Uthman, he says, أعمل في المستشفى. I work in the mustashfa, in the hospital. كم تعمل في اليوم? Ali, he says, كم تعمل في اليوم? How many hours you work in the day? كم ساعة تعمل في اليوم? How many hours do you work in the day? أعمل 8 ساعات في اليوم. أعمل 8 ساعات في اليوم. I work 8 hours in the day. And note here that 8 is in the masculine form, not without the ta marbuta. It's not 8, because the sa'at here is feminine. So the number is going to be the opposite gender of the thing that you are counting. Uthman, he says, وَكَمْ سَاعَةً تَعْمَلُ أَنْتِ? And how many hours do you work? أعمل 7 ساعات. I work 7 hours. 7 ساعات. And here again, the number, opposite gender of the thing that you are counting. And this is the rule for from 3 to 10. The number is the opposite gender. هل تحب عملك؟ هل تحب عملك? Do you love your work? تحب, you love. هل for questioning. عمل, work, the ka, referring to your work. نعم أحب عملي. Yes, I love my work. نعم أحب عملي. Uthmani says أنا أحب عملي أيضا. I love my work also. And this is a simple conversation. It continues introducing the numbers, dealing with numbers and dealing with time. That's the main focus of the conversation. The al-hiwar al-thani, the second conversation between a few students. So you have al-talib al-awwal, the first student. He says, ماذا سنعمل بعد الدراسة? ماذا سنعمل بعد الدراسة? Right? What would we do after the dirasa, after studies, after studying, after school? Now note how the word amal has been used in this conversation. Right? The word amal literally means to do an act, right? From a'mal, amal. But in the context of working and job, when you ask some ماذا تعمل, what do you do? Meaning, what is your job? What is your job or your occupation? الطالب الثاني, the second student, he says أنا أدرس الطب. أنا أدرس الطب. I am studying medicine. في كلية الطب, in the College of Medicine. سأعمل طبيبا. I would work as a doctor. I would work as a doctor. You wouldn't translate it, I will do as a doctor, right? Because the amal here, the meaning of the word amal here is referring to a job. سأعمل طبيبا إن شاء الله. I will work as a doctor, إن شاء الله. You can slow down your recording a little. الطالب الثالث, the third student, he said أنا أدرس الصيدلة في كلية الصيدلة. سأعمل صيدليا إن شاء الله. أنا أدرس الصيدلة. أنا أدرس الصيدلة. The صيدلة is the science of pharmacy. I don't know what you call pharmaceutical, maybe. في كلية الصيدلة, right? In the college of what is it? Is it pharmaceutical? What do you call it? Science for pharmacy. سأعمل صيدليا. I will work as a pharmacist, inshallah. So just how you have tib is the science of the tabib, the doctor. He studies tib, medicine. The science is called tib. So here the saydaliya, the pharmacist, the science that they study is saydala. And then you have from the same word, saydaliya is the word used for like the place, pharmacy. And saydaliya with the ta marbuta, it can mean the pharmacy, and also it can mean, what do you call it? It can be a female pharmacist. So in that context there, it can look a little bit tricky. So you can sit there and put on this one. الطالب الرابع, look here, you can turn to this. الطالب الرابع, the fourth student. أنا أدرس التمريض. أنا أدرس التمريض في كلية التمريض. سأعمل ممرضا إن شاء الله. So here he's saying I'm studying tamrid in the College of Tamrid. Tamrid this is going to refer to nursing. I'm studying nursing in the College of Nursing. سأعمل ممرضا. I will work as a nurse, inshallah. الطالب الخامس, the fifth student. And as we note, and we did before, right, the ordinal numbers, first, second, third, fourth, those are all adjectives in Arabic, so it will follow the gender. أنا أدرس التمريض في كلية التمريض. سأعمل ممرضا إن شاء الله. الطالب الخامس, the fifth student, he said أنا أدرس الهندسة. I am studying engineering في كلية الهندسة, in the College of Engineering. سأعمل مهندسا إن شاء الله. I will work as an engineer إن شاء الله. الطالب السادس, أنا أدرس الطيران. أنا أدرس الطيران في كلية الطيران. سأعمل طيارا إن شاء الله. Now, طيار is pilot, and طيران is the science or the field of studies that you study to be a pilot, right? From the word comes from the same word used to mean birds, طير. The obvious link between those. الطالب الأول, أنا أدرس التربية. I'm studying تربية في كلية التربية, in the College of تربية. تربية in this context refers to education, or it's like a teacher's training program. سأعمل مدرسا. I will work as a مدرس, as a teacher, inshallah ta'ala. Most of these here, they are simple vocabularies. Repeated itself. الحوار الثالث. Okay, let's finish الحوار الثالث inshallah. So here we have a conversation between Zainab and Maryam. Zainab, she says, أنا مدرسة. ما مهنتك. أنا مدرسة. Right? I'm a teacher. Now Maryam is female, so she's going to say أنا مدرسة, compared to a male going to say أنا مدرس. ما مهنتك. What is your occupation? مهنة, right? This word by itself, when it's written by itself, it's written with a ta marbuta, like this ta that you have here on the teacher. ما مهنة. You add it to the kaf, it becomes this ta. So if you're writing the word by itself, you write it with a ta marbuta. Mihnatun, occupation. Ma mihnatuki, what is your occupation? If you're speaking to a male, you're going to say ma mihnatuka. Ana mudarrisatun aydan. I'm a teacher also. Ana mudarrisatun aydan. في أي مرحلة تدرسين. في أي مرحلة تدرسين. مرحلة means level or stage. So في أي مرحلة, in which stage تدرسين, you teach. In which stage do you teach? Right, now she's speaking to a female, so you say تدرسين. Now if you're asking a male, the same thing, a male teacher, in which stage, which level, right, do you teach? Whether it's here marhala gonna refer to whether it's primary, nursery, secondary. That is what is going to refer to. So if you are asking a male, you're gonna say في أي مرحلة تدرس. You ask the female في أي مرحلة تدرسين. So she responds أدرس في المرحلة الابتدائية. أدرس في المرحلة الابتدائية. I teach in the primary level. Right, as a noun and adjective. في المرحلة الابتدائية. And as I mentioned, the basic is what you want, the general understanding. So in the beginning stage, if the the structure is confusing, just know that al-marhalatu al-ibtidaiya or al-marhalatu al-ibtidaiya means primary level. And you memorize the entire statement. أدرس في المرحلة الابتدائية. I teach in the primary level. Maryam, she says, وفي أي مرحلة تدرسين أنت? In which level do you teach? أدرس في المرحلة المتوسطة. I teach in the middle level, like in the middle school. That's like we call a middle school, level. المتوسط from وسط, right? From middle. وكذلك جعلناكم أمة وسطا, from the same word. هل لك أطفال? هل for question. Laki means belonging to you. أطفال, children. So Laki أطفال means belonging to you, children. You mean, in other words, you have children, right? Arabic structure, English structure. هل لك أطفال? Do you have children? نعم لي أطفال. Yes, لي أطفال. I have children, right? You can say Alhamdu lillah. The praise belongs to Allah. Zainab, كم طفلا لك? How many children laki belongs to you? How many children you have? لي خمسة أطفال, belonging to me, I have خمسة, 5 children. خمسة أطفال. هل تحبين عملك? Right, same. هل تحبين, do you love your work? نعم أحب عملي. Yes, I love my work. أنا أحب عملي أيضا. I love my work also. Here is these are the vocabularies. These all for this passage here, all of these conversation you're gonna go through them by yourself for practice. So أكمل الفراغ بالكلمات المناسبة من القائمة. Right, أدرس, and practice it out loud. Go through all of them. Right? The only exception, if you know all of these vocabs 100%, then you don't need to. You can do something else. Focus on what you don't know. But if you don't know more than 50%, 60% of the vocabs, go through all of these and answer them verbally. So here, صل بين الشخص والمكان المناسب. So read through all of this. كلية الهندسة with the meaning. كلية التربية, كلية الطيران, كلية الطب. And go through all of this. And like here, أدرس a blank في كلية الطيران. So أدرس الطيران في كلية الطيران, and so on. And here you have more exercise on the time. الساعة الواحدة, 1 o'clock. الساعة الثانية, الساعة الثالثة, الساعة الرابعة. Right, the difference you have to pay attention to is 6 o'clock, الساعة السادسة, right, and 11 o'clock, الساعة الحادية عشرة. الساعة الحادية عشرة, 12 o'clock, الساعة الثانية عشرة. الساعة الحادية عشرة and الساعة الثانية عشرة. Now there's a thing with 11 and 12 and 13, 14, 15, all the way to 19. Right? Those numbers, you're going to always find them in a fatha state. That's why you say الساعة الحادية عشرة. Right? الساعة الحادية عشرة. You're going to read them with thing. إني رأيت أحد عشر. Right? أحد عشر كوكبا. These here, you go through them verbally also. All of these, go through them verbally for the exercise. Now this one here, الدرس الخامس والأربعين, the 45th lesson, التراكيب النحوية. So تبادل السؤال والجواب مع زميلك كما في المثال. So here is the مثال. كم ساعة So this is the example here, right? تبادل السؤال والجواب. Interchange the question and the answer with your friend as is in the example. So كم ساعة تعمل في اليوم? How many hours do you work in a day? أعمل ثماني, right? أعمل ثمانية ساعات في اليوم. I work 8 hours in the day. So whichever hour the clock is, seems the work time here, you consider it starting at 12, so many hours. And all of these here, you want to test yourself with it. Go through them. أعمل ثلاث ساعات. Write it out. Write it out and test yourself. When you finish writing it out, you go back and check and double check with it. And on all of those, I put it on personal homework, inshallah. But go through it. Don't make the because it's not going to be checked that you leave it out. Go through it, inshallah ta'ala. The more you read it, the higher the chance for it to remain with you, inshallah ta'ala. Now the homework, all of those, go through. If you have issues with the instruction, you can just always send a text in the group. Okay, the homework gonna be here. This here, lesson 48. That's the homework. To write out this passage here and translate the passage and answer the questions. This is going to test you on everything that precedes with the chapter. Now you have to write out the passage to get a writing exercise, right? Translate the passage, write out the question, translate the question, write out the answer in Arabic. So you're translating two things, the passage and the question, but the answers to the question you're not going to translate. You just write the answers in Arabic. And the same thing here, translate the passage, translate the questions, and then write the answer to the question. So these two are the homework. Lesson 48 and lesson 48. This is what page are we? Okay, page 180. Right, those two on page 180, inshallah ta'ala. And we're going to go straight to the next chapter in the following class, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so we're going to go for our next 15 or 20 minutes. Let's take the qasas. Any questions on these? Those on the YouTube, you can always post the question in the chat, inshallah. Anyone remember for sure where did we left off in the Qasasun Nabiyyin? It's been I think we Ta'wil al-Ru'ya. Is it 12? Okay, we're gonna continue from the 12th chapter, inshallah. I think the last one we stopped is just where he was given the admonishment. Ta'wil al-ru'ya. Ta'wil al-ru'ya. Ta'wil means, as we did interpretation, al-ru'ya is the dream. Walamma 11, so we're doing 12. So we finish up to 11, including 11 or exempting 11? I can remember we did these Rabbul Bar, Rahbul Bahr. ولما فرغ يوسف من موعظته أخبرهما بتأويل الرؤيا. ولما ولما means and when, right? Lamma means when. Faragha, when you say faragha min something, faragha min something from an action, it means to finish from that, to come to the end. Oh, sorry. I just realized. So, faragha min means to finish from. Faragha min, to finish from something. So, faragha Yusuf min maw'idatihi, meaning Yusuf, maw'idha is the admonishment, finish his admonishment. Right? You don't need to translate the min necessarily, but the word faragha min, and then you have an action following it, it shows that you finished doing this act. So you can just translate the act as being finished. وَلَمَّا فَرَغَ يُوسُفْ مِنْ مَوْعِظَتِهِ, you can just translate as when Yusuf finished his admonishment, meaning the lecture, the admonishment, reminder that he gave them. أَخْبَرَهُمَا بِتَأْوِيلِ الرُّؤْيَا. What he did, أَخْبَرَ, he informed, أَخْبَرَ, he informed, huma, them, right, the two of them, the huma referring to dual. Huma bita'wil, he informed them of the interpretation. What he informed them of? Bita'wil. So the B with akhbara. Akhbarahuma bita'wil al-ru'ya. He informed them of the interpretation of the dream. Qala, he said, amma, as for, amma ahadukuma, one of the two of you. So two men came to him, asked him about two different dreams. He said, amma ahadukuma, as for one of the two of you, fayasqi rabbahu khamra. Right, yasqi means to give, to drink. He will give his master, rabbahu, him here means his master. He will give him khamar, wine, to drink. Fayasqi rabbahu khamra. Now what is this fa? This here, amma, as for something, then something gonna happen. Right? The answer for the amma takes fa. So you translate it if there's a need to translate it appropriate for English, you translate it. If not, you can just leave it out. But just understand the purpose in Arabic. So when you say amma something, the answer to the amma, you put fa on it, right? And we mentioned many examples And throughout the Quran, there's tons of examples. In the khutbah, أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث. You get فأما من ثقلت موازينه فأمه وأما من خفت موازينه فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه, right? وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ فَسَوْفَ. You always get a fa. Anywhere you see amma in the Quran, that means as for such and such, as for the one who, as for this, the answer to it, gonna have fa. So that's the purpose of the fa, to give you the answer of the amma. So as for one of you, what's gonna happen? He's gonna give his master wine to drink. He's gonna be the one who is serving his master wine. وَأَمَّا الْآخَرُ. As for the other one, فَيُصْلَبْ. What's going to happen to him? يُصْلَبْ. The fa telling you the answer to the amma. As for the other, what's going to happen? يُصْلَبْ. He's going to be he's going to be crucified. فَتَأْكُلُ الطَّيْرُ مِنْ رَأْسِهِ. Then the bird تَأْكُلُ eats from his head. He's going to crucify, and then the birds will eat from his head after he is crucified. وَقَالَ لِلْأَوَّلِ. And he said, li to al-awwal, lil-awwal, to the first one, meaning the one who's going to return. He's going to be free from the prison and be the one to give his Lord wine, the one who's going to be pouring the wine for his Lord. He said to him, أُذْكُرْنِي عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ. Uthkur, command form. Mention me. Uthkurni, mention me. Inda Rabbik, at your Lord, meaning with your Lord. When you're talking to your master, mention me with him. Right? Tell him about me. Uthkurni inda Rabbik. And this word dhakara yathkuru uthkur can use to be, generally it can use to be to mention something or to remember something. Right? It's not too far apart with the general meaning. وَخَرَجَ الرَّجُلَانِ. The two men exited, meaning the prison. خَرَجَ وَخَرَجَ الرَّجُلَانِ. The two men left, exited the prison. فَكَانَ الْأَوَّلُ سَاقِيًا. فَكَانَ الْأَوَّلُ سَاقِيًا. So the first one, kana, was saqiyan, is saqi. And saqi is the one who pours the drink for the people. There is an English word for it, right? The one who carries the water and pour it in the cup of everyone, or the wine and pour it. The one who's responsible for giving the drink, he is the saqi. So kana saqi, and the first one, he was a saqi, or he became a saqi. Fakana saqiyan, right? He became the saqi lil malik, for the king. وَصُلِبَ الْآخَرُ. And the other one, sulib, was crucified. Sulib, to be crucified. Past tense. فَيُصْلَبُ, will be crucified. Sulib was crucified. وَنَسِيَ السَّاقِي. And the saqi, right? Remember the saqi, the one who's pouring the drink for the king. Nasiya, forgot. He forgot. An yadhkura, what he forgot to do? To yadhkur Yusufa indal malik. He forgot to mention Yusuf with the king, when he's speaking with the king. وَأَقَامَ يُوسُفُ فِي السِّجْنِ سِنِينَ. وَأَقَامَ Yusuf, and Yusuf aqama. Aqama can means like to reside or dwell or to stay. فِي السِّجْنِ, in the prison. Sinin, years, meaning some more years. Sinin, plural for sana. Sanatun, years. Sinin, years. So here aqama means Yusuf remained and resided in the prison for some more years. Any question on that chapter? The 13th lesson. Let's take this too. Let's see. Okay. It's a little long one, but inshallah we're gonna let's take it. Ru'ya al-Malik. Ru'ya al-Malik. The dream of the king. Ru'ya al-Malik. And here what it meant is the king, he is the one who's having a dream, not someone dreaming the king. Right? Ru'ya is the king having a dream. ورأى ملك مصر رؤيا عجيبة. ورأى ملك مصر رؤيا عجيبة. The king of Egypt, Maliku Misra, the king of Egypt, Ra'a, saw, Ru'ya, a dream, Ajiba, strange, amazing. Right? Ru'ya Ajiba. What did he saw? Ra'a fil manami sab'a baqaratin siman. Ra'a, he saw, fil manami, in the dream, sab'a, 7 baqaratin, cows, siman, fat, right? Samin, siman, plural, siman, 7 fat cows. وَيَأْكُلُ هَذِهِ الْبَقَرَاتِ سَبْعُ بَقَرَاتٍ عِجَافٍ. وَيَأْكُلُ, and eats, هَذِهِ الْبَقَرَاتِ, these cows, هَذِهِ الْبَقَرَاتِ, these cows. Now, هَذِهِ means this by itself, but هَذِهِ can be used with the plural, the غير عاقل, that doesn't have, is not intellectual, right? Or inanimate, or like animals and so on. Whether it's inanimate or whether it's not intellectual. So you can use the هَذِهِ with it. So if it's plural, you're going to translate it as these and not this. Right? Like you say, هذا كتاب, هذه كتب. This is a book, these are books. وَيَأْكُلُ هَذِهِ الْبَقَرَاتِ, eating these cows, سَبْعُ بَقَرَاتٍ عِجَافٍ, 7 cows, عِجَافٍ, thin, right? Opposite of siman, right? عِجَافٍ. وَرَأَى الْمَلِكُ سَبْعَ سُنْبُلَاتٍ خُضْرٍ وَسَبْعَ سُنْبُلَاتٍ يَابِسَاتٍ. وَرَأَى الْمَلِكُ, and the king, he saw, سَبْعَ سُنْبُلَاتٍ, 7 sumbulat. Now a sumbula refers to the corn ears. Khudrin, green, right? He saw 7 green corn, the entire corn with the leaf and everything in place. 7 green ones was sab'a sumbulatin yabisat, and 7 dry sumbulat. So the sumbulat is the corn ears. Yes, siman is plural. Siman is samin. Samin is singular and siman is the plural. Is a broken plural. So baqaratin siman, fine cows, same thing here. Ijaf, it's a broken plural. This is one of the scale of the broken plural. Fi'al, like you get rijal, also on the same scale. Like the word sigar. Sagir, small, sigar, more than one small. Yeah, it's with regards to the plural, the word ijaf and siman and sigar, they can be used for both the masculine and the feminine. So in Arabic you can say sab'a baqaratin samina or sab'a baqaratin siman. Like how here they use was sab'a sumbulatin yabisat. 7 ears that are 7 dry ears. You can say sumbulatin yabisatin or sumbulatin yabisat. Those are options you have in the Arabic. تعجب الملك من هذه الرؤيا. The king تعجب, he was amazed and astonished من هذه الرؤيا, of this dream. Right? And we mentioned that تعجب, whoever you're amazed with or astonished with, you use min. Right? You don't say تعجبت مع. You say تعجبت min. The thing that caused you to be amazed or astonished, you use min. And these structures you just gotta know it and remember it. تعجب الملك من هذه الرؤيا العجيبة. The king was amazed with this or at this amazing dream. The amazing dream caused him to be amazed. And like I said, don't trust my English words. If the structure, if the wording is not correct, make sure you put the right one. وَسَأَلَ جُلَسَاءَهُ, and he asked جُلَسَاءَهُ, his julasa. Right? Julasa is the plural for jalis. Right? In a famous hadith, the mathal al-jalis as-su wa jalis as-salih. Right? The good jalis, the evil jalis, and the bad jalis. The jalis is from the word jalasa yajlisu, meaning the person who sits with you. That is the literal meaning, but it refers to your companions. Because your companions, they are those who sit with you. So the julasa of the king, those who sit in his circle or around him. Even if they might not be literally sitting, they're his julasa. So he asks those around him, his julasa, and ta'wil, he asks them about the interpretation of the dream. Qalu, they said, هذا ليس بشيء, this is nothing. Right? هذا ليس بشيء, this is nothing. It is not anything. And laysa, as we mentioned, negates a nominal sentence. Laysa bishay, it is nothing, it is not anything. النائم يرى أشياء كثيرة لا حقيقة لها. Now with this structure here, هذا ليس بشيء, at the moment you just understand what it means generally. هذا ليس بشيء, this is not anything, or this is nothing. Right? It doesn't refer to anything, doesn't mean anything, it doesn't have an interpretation. And with regards to understanding the structure, we're going to do that gradually, inshallah. النائم يرى أشياء كثيرة. So the julasa, they're saying, النائم, the sleeper, right? The one who sleeps, يرى, sees, أشياء, things, كثيرة, a lot of things. La haqiqata laha. Haqiqa means reality. So la haqiqa, no reality, laha, belongs to it. Right? Translate literal, just understand the words. The meaning, you're going to translate it in a proper sentence. La haqiqata laha, there is no reality to it. It doesn't have any reality. And like I said, you got to read a lot and read loud to get used to the Arabic structures. ولكن قال الساقي, but the saqi, he said, and remember the saqi is the one who pours the liquid for the people, the drink for the people, whether it's juice, water, wine. The one who's responsible for giving the people to drink, he is called a saqi. بل أخبركم, he said la, no, meaning this is not the case, that the dream doesn't have any reality. بل أخبركم بتأويل هذه الرؤيا. بل, rather, أخبر, I will inform kum, you all. Right? بل أخبركم. Where we get the will from? Because he's obviously not doing it right now. He's going to do it in the future when he go and ask Yusuf and then come back. So as we mentioned, the present tense, if it's used in the context of the future, you translate it in the future. بل أخبركم. Rather, I will inform you, you all, بتأويل, of the interpretation, هذه الرؤيا, of this dream. بل أخبركم بتأويل هذه الرؤيا. I will inform you of the interpretation of this dream. And note, inform you, what I'm going to inform you of, you use be. أخبركم بهذا. I'm going to inform you of this. أخبركم بالخبر. Inform you of the news. I will tell you about the news. وذهب الساقي إلى السجن. And the Saqi, he went to the prison. وسأل يوسف, and he asked Yusuf عن تأويل الرؤيا, about the interpretation of, عن تأويل رؤيا الملك, about the interpretation of the dream of the king. وسأل يوسف عن تأويل رؤيا الملك, and he asked Yusuf about the interpretation of the dream of the king. كان يوسف جوادا كريبا مشفقا على خلق الله فأخبره بالتأويل. كان Yusuf was جوادا, right? جوادا, generous, كريما, noble, also can mean generous. Jawad, somebody who spends a lot, who gives a lot. And Kareem can refer to nobility and generosity. Mushfiq is like Mushfiq is a word that has two meanings. Both meanings is the opposite of each other, but they can be combined together. So mushfiq, it can mean compassion and it can mean fear. Right? The word mushfiq can mean compassion and it can mean fear. So mushfiqan ala khalqillah, he was mushfiq ala khalqillah here in this context, meaning he was compassionate over the creation of Allah. فَأَخْبَرَهُ, so he informed him, meaning Yusuf informed the Saqi, بِالتَّأْوِيل, of the interpretation. In the Quran, the word mushfiq, for example, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ مِنْ عَذَابِ رَبِّهِمْ مُشْفِقُونَ, those who are mushfiq from the punishment of the Lord, meaning they are fearful of the punishment of the Lord. إِنَّا كُنَّا مِنْ قَبْلُ fi ahlina mushfiqeen. We used to be mushfiqeen amongst our family, fearful. So that's an example where it's used to mean the opposite. وَكَانَ يُوسُفُ جَوَادًا كَرِيبًا لَا يَعْرِفُ الْبُخْلِ. Yusuf was, كَانَ Yusuf, جَوَادًا, generous, كَرِيمًا, noble, لَا يَعْرِفُ, he doesn't know, al-bukhl. Bukhl means stinginess. He doesn't know stinginess. فأخبر يوسف بالتأويل ودل على التدبير. فأخبر يوسف بالتأويل. So Yusuf informed of the interpretation. So remember, the interpretation is talking about how they're going to be famine and drought and so on. وَدَلَّ عَلَى التَّدْبِيرِ, and he informed and he guided them. دَلَّ عَلَى means to guide towards. دَلَّ عَلَى, guide towards. And this is not a word, you got to note the preposition that's used with it. Right? دَلَّ عَلَى, guide towards. At-tadbir is the management. Right? Tadbir is the management. Meaning how to handle these situations when it comes. So for example, if you ask somebody like with the word dalla, for example, you say dalla, if you say dullani ala as-suq, the command form, dullani, guide me, ala as-suq, towards the market, right? Show me the direction of the market. Give me a dalil towards the market, a guideline. Tadbir, like from the word mudir, right? The mudir, the one who managed the madrasa, the school or the organization. That is the mudir. From the same word you have idara. Sorry, not idara. This word not from mudir. Tadbir from the word dabbara, mudabbir, not mudir. ودل على التدبير. يدبر الأمر, the one who manages the affair. قال تزرعون 7 سنين. He said قال تزرعون 7 سنين. You are going to, say, interpretation of the dream, you're going to plant for 7 years. You're going to grow your crops. That's the interpretation. And in the second part here, this is the tadbir. This is the management of what to do with that 7 year. Watruku, and leave ma hasattum, what you reaped. Hasattum, you reap. Hasada, he reaped. Hasattum, you reap, plural. Fi sumbulihi, in its ear. Right? Sumbulihi, in its ear. Illa qalilan, meaning leave the corns in the leaf, in the stalk. Don't peel it. Illa qalila, except a little. Mimma ta'kulun, from what you are eating. Obviously, you still got to eat those 7 years. You can't starve one day to survive the next. وَيَكُونُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ قَحْطٌ عَامٌ تَأْكُلُونَ فِيهِ مَا خَزَنْتُمْ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. This is the interpretation again. وَيَكُونُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ, after that, يَكُونُ, will be, قَحْط, a drought. A general drought, right? Amun, that's a widespread drought. Ta'kuluna fihi, you will eat, meaning you will eat up everything that you store. Fihi, in it, referring back to in the qaht, meaning during the period of the qaht, during the period of the drought. What you're going to eat up in it, ma khazantum, what you stored, illa qalila, except a little. Only a little. Most of what you store up during that 7 years before that you were planting, you're going to eat it out. وَيَطُولُ هَذَا الْقَحْطِ إِلَى 7 سِنِينَ, and this drought is going to last for 7 years. وَيَطُولُ هَذَا الْقَحْطِ, and this qaht, yatulu means it will last, it will be long. Yatulu, tawil, it will be long until 7 sinin, to 7 years. وَبَعْدَ ذَلِكَ يَأْتِي النَّصْرُ, and after that the aid, ya'ti, will come. وَيُخْصِبُ النَّاسِ, and the people, they will have a fertile time. يُخْصِبُ النَّاسِ, they're going to have a fertile time where they were able to plant and grow and reap again. وَذَهَبَ السَّاقِي, the Saqi went. وَأَخْبَرَ الْمَلِكَ بِتَأْوِيلِ رُؤْيَاهُ, he went and informed the king of the interpretation of his dream. We're going to pause here, inshallah. And like I always said, make sure the first step, understand each word, what it means. Then after that, read the entire sentence, understand what the general message, and then you keep reading the sentence loud until the expressions started to synchronize with you. And that might not be overnight, over a month, but you got to keep doing it until you get it. Any questions before we close down? So as we mentioned, the next class gonna be Wednesday, inshallah. So it's Sunday after Maghrib around 5:15, and Wednesdays at 8:30, inshallah ta'ala. And the regular homework, you write out the meaning for the, you write out all the new words from the passage with the meaning. And today we had the one from the Arabiya Bayna Yadayk. So we'll end here inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.